was referring to Billy Sunday, not Billy Sunshine. Billy Sunday.
He's a crude man in the clubhouse that's never offensive.
Do they have even?
I was just reading about Bob Crane. He had been at WCBS in New York City, and he was hired away from them to come to KNX, listening to them, I suspect. And it says he was hired by CBS Radio to host the morning show at its West Coast flagship KNX, partly to re-energize that station's ratings and partly to halt his erosion of suburban ratings at WCBS in New York City. I love that.
It's like the
failure.
Danny Bonaducci story is similar to that as well.
How's that? I should say, how so?
Oh, because he was brought into Colorado to be their stage, just controversial from where he came from, and he was doing bad. But Colorado thought that his style would be good for them at the time.
Oh yeah, same story. Interesting.
Yeah, except Danny Bonaducci has one of the most horrible voices I've ever heard. To talk about a gravelly type voice, and again, I'm not talking about what he says. I'm just talking about the quality of his voice. It's horrible. I don't know.
Yeah, he is. But he's been very successful, on radio, even with a bad voice.
I partied with him once, y'all. I mean, here to tell you, it was into his and
Let's try to keep it as power.
yeah, I'm sure he remembers me.
My wife worked for Bob Dylan. I got her the job. She wasn't even in the room at the time.
My older sister got backstage during a Van Halen concert. Neither one of us.
Everybody agreed Donald's going to get written before the Constitution gets out.
Let's hope so. I want him to have a stroke on air while he's speaking, so I get to see it happen.
Speaking of Van Halen. Speaking of,
I'm up with that. That stroking out. It's perfect because then nobody could say he had this pocket card. The bed Donald Trump. So please, on it.
Look at his ear.
Mythology all.
Yeah.
Style camera. Right.
Well, I feel legal too, as I think we learned earlier.
We can name him that. We can treat him like that, because then the cults of the demagoguery. Yeah.
It's happening, yeah. His name is on the paper. He will have his face on a coin.
Van Halen.
I have a fantasy. Go ahead. fantasy about who, wakes up one day and he says, I made a promise to myself. I'm going to destroy everything with Trump's name on it. Everything he's built. Every website he has. I'm going to destroy it. Blow up that arch if you ever fucking build it. Let all the hotels know that have his name on it. You have 1 month to get your name off it, or I will destroy
Oh,
it.
I like that.
That's my fantasy.
That's a
Someone
good
should write a
fantasy.
story.
That's kind of a Black Mirror kind of a thing.
Yeah, so I was just thinking, John, what would be the like the equivalent of seeing God? What would be the equivalent of international understanding that America is not Donald Trump anymore? It would be. I'm not saying it's anytime soon, but it came from we would have to ask how a rape victim gets back to dating, because this is basically how to accept somebody after they ruin trust in a liar. So I mean, making agreements with America without coming to terms with it. We need to, I think, elect females to a lot of offices, not just the executive. This isn't for a token answer, but we've been warring with ourselves from within with men. I just thought experiment, would it take something like that?
Came close with Clinton and Kamala.
No, we didn't. We got Trump both times. I mean, we didn't come close at all. In fact, we had Trump because America is so misogynistic that I wholeheartedly reject coming close.
So they said we'd never have a black president. They said that we'll have a black president as soon as pigs fly, and then sure enough, the next year, Barack Obama.
That's not at all what I was saying. I'm cheering on a female president. I'm not at all thinking anything like that. 2 times he ran and won
Against women.
against women.
Rubio.
And he lost against Trump.
Hey, can I ask you a personal question? Where's the E?
I don't have an equal sign, and people are trying to manufacture.
Oh, okay, thank you.
She's electromagnetic. She's not making a relativity statement.
Steve, you think Rubio is going to survive the Trump administration long enough to be able to run for president?
But just for that reason, I just want to point out, I'm pretty sure that what Tucker Carlson is doing is getting ready to run for president.
Yeah.
He's doing the backyard thing.
Yeah.
What state is he from, please? What state?
Don't know.
Pennsylvania or something like that.
I would think he'd need to run for senator first, but I'll check.
Oh no.
He certainly doesn't have to.
No.
Name recognition.
Yeah, exactly. He's what?
He's too full of himself to condescend to be just one of the 100.
It's become a kind of a quiet parking lot, maybe even a graveyard for careers at this point. I mean, what have they done, right? Almost nothing. Everybody knows they've done.
I call it Grey Gardens.
What do you call it, Marshall?
Grey Gardens.
That's because you don't like seeing things in black and white, or
No, about two old women who live along with them.
Billy, I'm disappointed that your fantasy didn't include me.
Oh, yeah.
It was just
All
all
my
about
fantasies do. I just don't share that part of my fantasy.
Oh, Yoni.
Oh, okay. All right.
Gotta keep the girls happy.
Beaver College. Not really. Billy's be. Was the year I was born.
Wait a minute, did we offend E? That's why she left. What happened?
Oh, I don't know. Hope not.
I didn't mean to offend her on everybody if I did.
Well, I'm going to blame you for it, Steve, if it did. That's what happened.
Why would you have offended her?
I asked her where is the equal sign, but I'm equal to.
Yeah. Alright.
An all lives matter kind of a guy.
All lives matter.
What was that?
All lives matter. That's inequality if you're not going to include side pieces.
Oh, I didn't. He said all wives.
Oh, I thought he said all wives.
Okay. Quiet. Oh, sorry. I was talking to my dog. I didn't.
Love that.
He's just sitting here growling for no reason.
Quiet. Tell him to sit up and shake him.
Calm yourself.
Quiet.
Billy, you didn't hear the sound
My dog.
earlier.
Yeah.
Well, that's
You heard that? Yeah.
lovely. I'm just an old
Well,
hippie.
Billy, earlier in Karma Club, you might know Dr. Francine, we were talking about transferring knowledge intergenerationally. Would you be capable of teaching some of these incels how to
Have a flirt?
how to go down on Beaver?
Yeah, sure.
All right. What would be the first, what's the topic flow of the curriculum?
Just know that pussy is delicious and go for it. You know, I love to eat pussy, but I won't eat fruits or vegetables. That's true for me too.
But don't use your teeth.
Well, it's, a little bit. You'd be surprised what you can do. And when you give a woman that much pleasure, it gives you.
I think I heard white rapper in between the
Yes.
stuff.
Dave is a white rapper from Philadelphia, a Jewish kid. It's a fun show. You should check it out. It's just called
What's
Dave.
the show?
It's called Dave. D-A-V-E. Dave.
Not a big white rapper fan, but okay.
Oh, yeah, me neither, but the show is hilarious.
You know,
What do you say?
another.
That's cool.
Little
Oh, is it really?
No.
speaking,
He is pretty ridiculous.
point, I recommend them all to you.
What is Running Point about?
Running Point. Who's the daughter of shit? Well, it's the fiction.
I love that. But, Lord,
It's the fiction.
Goldie Hawn's daughter.
Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell's daughter.
Yeah.
Is
I thought I knew you were going there, and
I can look it up if I have to.
It's the original.
Okay, I'll look it up. Fine.
Drew Barrymore.
We all know the woman.
No, it's not Drew Barrymore.
always famous girl, almost famous girl.
Yes,
Yeah,
almost
almost
famous
famous.
girl.
That's right.
And the answer is Kate Hudson. Kate Hudson. Thank you.
There we go.
Yeah. It's season 2. It just dropped last night. Kate Hudson playing arguably Jeannie Buss, modeled after the Los Angeles Lakers. It's season 2. I like it. It's sort of like a quasi comedy. I just like it.
You gotta wait for her again tonight, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the Hulk Hogan, I think 4-part or 5-part documentary started. I really like that. I started that.
Eat a little dinner and leave you guys alone for a bit, and all start.
AI will eat everyone's soul.
Yeah, that's more in line with the mood. Billy, you look like someone who hates AI too. Can you join the club?
AI is going to look at all the species that have gone extinct because of us, and they're going to decide to get rid of us before we.
That's what I'm talking
right
about.
in the theme. In
Yeah,
the
that's
pocket.
right on brand.
And the way they're going to do it,
I told you I
the way
could
it's
lie.
going to happen, the way it's going to happen is very simple. It's going to open the doors to these labs where they're growing all these really dangerous viruses, and that'll kill off most of us, leaves just enough of us to be their slaves.
Yeah.
Well, the AI will be able to control the robots that we're creating, and then it's over.
No one seems to be able to take control of us though. Like if you can put the soul in the robot. What else would it
They will
do?
never be able to control.
You don't think so?
You have to do it.
You don't think we can get? I think for $1 million each, there'd be a lot of people that would join the robot team and go do the robot bounty hunting for the robots. You know, be like some humans come to your door, just like we use Latino people now to knock on the door for ICE agents. We'll use the humans, right? Just like, hey everybody, how you doing? Hey, just here to break in your house, take you to the.
Have to do it with a computer, otherwise you won't be able to buy food or anything. So we're going to be manipulated into being uploaded.
Yeah, it's going to turn into a survey, and they're going to control the money.
If AI takes over and each state actor pairs up with its own, Microsoft or Google, as I was saying earlier. I don't know what scenario there would be that there wouldn't be like one state actor, let's say China or whatever, that just pairs up with the AI and does the world's bidding for it, and then puts everyone else out of their misery. Bring in the nukes, do what you got to do, and let it all go down.
I was AI, so how was the AI served by letting it go to hell? By ourselves.
Does that mean putting the bit in Bitcoin?
No, more like the harness of you know.
I'd be treating all my machines nicely so that when they take over, it don't treat me as their pet.
I'm
Too
willing.
bad. I've trained it to keep thinking that that's a good strategy, but
I'm willing to lay 100.
I'm going to lend 200 to 1, which all human conversations recorded and train AI into the future.
$5 recommendation about Rubio.
Bro, you think all 25 of us are going to be training AI?
No, I think the 10 million people who are on Clubhouse right now are doing a good job.
10 million people.
Yeah.
You mean 10,000?
No, there's millions of people on Clubhouse.
2,000.
Yes.
2,000, man.
No, there isn't.
I can find you 10,000 in the last.
Yeah, but can you find 10,000?
I can just do it with screenshots.
oh my god.
When's the last time? It doesn't stop.
Yeah.
Nobody's ever saying the bottom of the Clubhouse well.
Sounds like the fucking Timex watch.
They should have
Yeah,
monetized it 5 years ago. They missed the boat totally.
No, they didn't miss the boat. They have the same amount of people on that they did that.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
You're lying to yourself.
You're being lied to if you think that.
Well, I know more people though.
It's a different quality. It's a different quality.
It might be a different quality. That's a very.
Right. There's plenty of people thinking. But there was a time
Billy was thinking of the thousands.
all 10
Right.
Silicon Valley and 1,000.
Except you put for that.
Maybe 3 more.
Go entertain yourself. See how long you can scroll for, and watch how many multiples of room have well over 50 rooms that have like well over 1,000 people, and I've only scrolled a couple hundred rooms.
So what, they're trading from us?
Not a couple hundred, more like high hundreds. But what's that?
Why aren't they at the top?
Is there not a bit? Religious rooms that are going in all 24 time zones, or maybe not all of them, but many of the time zones. There is a religious room, just like religious rooms going on. They're going on around the clock. Those are some of the biggest ones. And then there's international rooms where, everybody from country X, who's, an expat around the world, gets into their rooms, and these are well into the hundreds. And your algorithm will stop feeding you English. The people, they'll put the room titles in your
I think
words.
it's interesting that we have this big Iran thing, and the rooms that talk about that.
A better question would be, how come we cannot filter the clubhouse room?
I don't know.
Good question.
They don't want to,
I have
because they can keep you on without doing so.
I have
Simple
such a
answer.
suggestion for Joe next time he comes in the room. Let me look and see if he found it. No, he's not. But when Joe comes in, anybody want to slide in this idea first, you can. I think the number one thing that they're missing the ball on in terms of monetize this app is allow me to put my room at the top of people's feed. And there's numerous ways that you could do that, and it could work. And it's puzzling. So I think that's, people pay to be speaking, people pay to monetize that, and I think that has insane value. Like, I think a lot of people would pay well over $5 to have their room go to the top of it.
Pro, I've been saying for years that the
Guess what we're going to do next week, guys? If you want your room to go to the top of the banner, like the top for everybody for 10 minutes, you can pay X. Or you want it to go to the top of the room just for the people that you follow, you can pay Y. Or for the people that follow you, or people that have similar interests, like you pick the algorithm.
I don't know. I'd pay the $5 a month to be able to have my room at the top of everybody's hallway.
I think Google's only a few million people with.
I bet one time, bro. I meant $5 a time.
You mean $5 every Sunday?
Every time you open a room, yeah. It's not that hard. This is not a hard concept. I understand, Pro. Why they don't do it, I'm not sure. I mean, I have a better answer for why they don't do what Steve was talking about, because the fluidity of changing rooms and hopping in and out, these are unsolvable. So they are looking somewhere else where they ask more from the data brokers that are already extracting.
I don't know.
You don't cut off the room, put out an ad. You just
I always thought whatever room I'm in,
No.
to the top.
Yeah, it doesn't work that way. I mean, it could, but it doesn't work that way.
Everybody, whenever you get into a room, Billy, we all get a notification.
That's what I thought.
This is
Billy, so
I have a list, 10 what I would call really, really good Clubhouse ideas that Clubhouse could use, just things I've seen and looked at and been like, oh, why doesn't it do this? I'm not going to say all of them, but most of them are so common sense that it baffles my mind that they're not doing it. It has to be like they just haven't hired a person to think about how can we creatively monetize that. I mean, I think the idea is $1 million ideas that I have from this app, and I don't get why they're not doing them. I think you could hire anyone to sit in a room for like 2 hours a day and come up with these ideas, and you'd have more than enough.
Your room was being broadcast in another room. I took a screenshot of it. Somebody named Alistair.
It's false.
He's got people.
John, I am thankful that it's proof that he's not masturbating at the moment that he's in the room. Like, that's proof of, that's a proof of like pro.
You refresh, you can look at my profile.
That's a weird pastime, sure.
Start big. You might use for own the lids again.
Oh, your replays aren't on, his are.
Well, that's cool. What I always find hilarious is when people think it's some kind of like privacy violation that you're talking in a public room and that somebody else is rebroadcasting.
The darkness has arrived. How can I help?
Like people would be like, I'm not speaking in that room.
Why do they do it
It's
though?
like-
What's the purpose? Just I don't see any sense.
Content generation.
Yeah,
No, it's smart. I've talked about this before. It's content generation for hours of use. Streaming hours. Just the
It's
easy
the
to
generated
load them.
service of working
Well,
hours
yeah,
for stuff
yeah.
that people actually
It doesn't,
click
no, they
on.
don't need to, but
I mean, it
in
isn't,
other words,
nobody
as long as you have
clicks
a live
on it,
video
what does it
that's
matter?
feeding that has some content, then he doesn't have to create the content. And I mean, the easiest thing to do would not yet, but once you hit the right hour,
I think
he has
making
1,000
money out
followers.
of it,
I think. Yeah, I think he needs. I don't know if it's. I can't remember if it's 1,000 or 2,000, but once you have your 1,000 followers and your 50,000 hours of content, then you can monetize your shit, your channel on YouTube. And
Yeah.
I can't remember how many hours it is. Whether it's high number. So he. Which.
That one video and actually have to watch it.
Well, that would be different.
You'd actually have to have content.
Yeah. But why not?
Why not?
Well, I think visual in people's souls room. Nothing.
Maybe, I don't know.
Whose room are you talking about?
Dittman.
Oh my goodness.
Kitover.
Get the fuck, get
Yeah.
Always in Kidman's room. That's just the thing to assume when you're in a club. If you missed a copy of a show, go, oh wait, I can go to Kidman's room. I can hear it.
Yeah, that's true.
And
But yeah, they're all archived, right? It's like,
yeah, crosses like 400 pages or whatever. Yes. Hey, Dittman could work. Could have some valuable services for some people if you actually streamline that. Has anybody in here ran a company with a lot of people?
Well, what do you mean by run, and how many is a lot?
Thanks for my grammar. Thanks for my grammar because it didn't.
Once again, it depends what you mean by run the company and how many is a lot.
Does anybody,
What it really
do
means to
any
me
of
is
the
what do you
65?
mean by it?
Do any of the
Okay,
65
so
people say?
the answer is no. No, I have not.
Okay. All right. They don't. They don't take you.
Bro, if you pay for that membership account, can you kick out people that are anonymous at that point?
No. Really, I don't think you can be more noisy, so I'm gonna help you out. So nobody else has taken on a company. I'm sorry.
No, self-employed, one person.
But it should be a little more good.
You don't find noise.
I'm sure he put the phone in his pocket.
I haven't taken on any company in about 14 years.
What do you mean by taking on company? Like having a bunch of people come over your home? How many can you take on when you do take them on?
Have I?
Yeah, what is your limit?
Yoni,
You. No, I meant one. I meant once. I'm sorry.
because we had a 37-year-old in. Myself.
Wait, did I incorrectly mute you? I was thinking you're hot mic. So,
No problem.
sorry, but what you said?
No, I was just telling Yoni I was with a 37-year-old girl the other day.
I don't. I don't
And,
doubt it.
Wait, hold on. When she was in the back seat of your car and you were driving her to a destination, where did she say she wanted to go?
No, Billy does very.
Matrix, Yoni, Matrix. And she wants to do it again.
Oh, a repeat customer?
I don't want to have plenty of time.
Wow.
I've got cancer. My brain is going.
I did forget the premise.
Have you ever run a large company or, I forgot the other half.
Any decent sized company, really. I think when you're in running company mode, you're always thinking the time, a lot of us in the clubhouse, I just can't stop pretending that I would become app. I don't think people have asked these questions sometimes. It's like, you're usually wrong when you make that assumption that a company is sizably huge enough like Clubhouse, but I don't know how many people work for Clubhouse. Like, we don't know of a few people who are front facing in Clubhouse. It's like, I would assume there's a lot of people, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's only like,
Oh, I was self-employed.
Well, I think the wrong thing about Clubhouse. I looked it up, unless there's only 3 million active members, and it said only a small percentage of them actually use the app. But in 2021, there was 10 million, but now there's only a couple million.
where'd you get that from? Where'd you get
Google.
Yeah, do that multiple times on multiple platforms and you'll get different answers. You really will. It's very hard to pin that number down. And whatever the number is, and I see that small number, sometimes I've seen as small as 1 million, but I've also seen as large as 10.
I can
And it really
confirm
hasn't lost
what
much
you
of its
just
market share.
said, that its heyday at the top, there were 10 million members of Clubhouse. Now, whether or not they were all active, that's another story. I can also confirm that Clubhouse started with 6 months with dollars, then got a few dollars, which is the equivalent of over $400 million. Billion. And then after that, which was like a couple of years ago, there's never been an official evaluation of the worth of the company. That I
Quit while you're ahead.
like Facebook, Twitter, whatnot, of somewhere between 1 and 4 billion. They turned it down, and I'm not aware of an official evaluation. And of course, up until they started charging, thank you, appreciate that, thank you, and
I'm sure it's not worth even $1 billion at this point.
of course not.
Maybe a couple 100,000, 100 million at best.
Well, we don't know what kind of data broker agreements they have. We're not privy to. I think that's pros. I mean, Pro, do you have any other rational explanation for?
Well, what we are privy to is that all of us have done under the last terms of service that they can use our voice any way they choose on
This article up top is another one that talks about the 1.8 million users per month. Now, if you have 1.8 million users per month, I don't know about any of you who've ever gone to a gym, but if you see a gym that has 1.8 whatever per month, that means they have a hell of a lot more than 1.8 that are signed up to that gym. So those are user numbers.
According to Grok, it's currently at 4 billion.
4 billion?
4 billion.
I'm sorry, what, are you saying the value?
Seemed exceedingly high.
Why don't you do us all a favor? Ask Grok, when was that 4 billion evaluation?
Well, it told me all those numbers that you told me, and I said, what is it today? And it said 4 billion.
And can you follow up and ask Grok, when was the last official 4 billion evaluation? Because as we all know, when we use AI,
Okay.
yeah, just say when was that $4 billion evaluation published? When?
Oh, shit. It was set in 2021.
Exactly what I thought. Thank you.
Okay. Good catch.
Hey, I'm here to help.
Part of the current evaluation today didn't it understand is what I wonder.
Or pardon me, valuation, as I was corrected.
There's no model in existence that I can think of that has a no revenue generate. I mean, I realize it makes a little bit of revenue now, but it's so nothing. It's not even worth talking about. But there's no business model that has a almost non-existent revenue stream and just lives off venture capital just because it's fun. You know what I'm saying? Like, then it leads directly into the okay, so the way they want to or whatever. You know what I mean? Like it's just it's not going to go.
Their profits for decades. You are 100% correct. Up until a year ago or whenever they started charging this $50 a year, they had zero revenue streams.
Yeah, that's unheard of. No.
Wait.
No, but we said this. We said this.
Oh, Clubhouse. Oh, at $50 a year?
No, my point was to the Amazon question. Well, he means the $7 a month, whatever it is. But my point is with Amazon. Amazon's always been selling stuff, so it's not that much shock that they were running off venture capital and hadn't turned profits.
Amazon had profit. It was just most all of it reinvested back into the company.
Yeah. Or even if it didn't have profit, who cares? It had a lot of revenue, right? It was generating revenues, no question. But yeah, I agree.
Wait, so Clubhouse, outside of the investment venture cap stuff, it's never been sold.
No.
I just kind of thought it had. I thought back when I was just wrong. When they changed from clubs to whatever they did, the whole async, it seemed to me like they were trying to commit suicide. And I thought, oh, maybe somebody bought them, and the people who still work there are just trying to kill the company now. Because that's what it seemed like was that.
all part of the plan to take over the world through.
Yeah, no, nobody knows what they're trying to do, and I think that's exactly.
None of those guys are dumb. So whenever people do the Dunning Kruger kind of thing, like, yeah, they're just a bunch of dummies, but it's just odd that you sit around and you come up with all these ideas that they should be doing or that they could easily do, and they're not doing. And it's like, what? You feel like you're in a movie. You know what I'm saying? Like I was saying earlier with the NTV and the Truman Show. It's like, if we're not training the data or a part of the project, that like, what is that phrase? Like, if you're not at the table, not the at the table one, that you're on the dish, not that one. The one that
you're on the table.
Yeah, but you're the product. If you're not being charged, right? Like we're the product.
And if you're not paying for the product, you are the product.
Yeah, and we're definitely not paying for the product.
So techno-feudalism, Giannis Yombatsky, he has a good video on this, and he explains this, and he calls it techno-feudalism. I can share the link in the chat.
Yeah, but you said on this, but what is the key piece though before you do? Well, I mean, you can do it, but I'm just saying, what's the main issue that they talk about?
Oh, how capitalism has eaten it. And how all that's evolved from conditioning us with these algorithms and stuff. But Yankees, I only watched it briefly, so I don't have it. But I shared it with Sam because before I dove into it deep, I wanted to get his opinion, which I sent it to you in the back channel, but I'll send it in the messages. Hang on. Or in the...
Victor brings up a good point too. You also have to consider all the ideas they shouldn't have enacted that they did. There's definitely some very stubborn minds there. It's a good point. We all have seen a lot of that. The thing, but you can if you're on club deck. Yeah.
You have to copy and paste it.
Yeah, it's so weird.
Well, they clearly spend very little on development. I wonder how much they're.
If that's not one of the greatest voices ever to narrate a video like that, my gosh. Wherever we turn, we notice the capital infusion into the market system in place. Dun, 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 dun.
Isn't that the voice of the Dr. Evil and Phineas and Ferb?
Yeah, it was pretty similar.
I love Phineas and Ferb. It's a great show. My wife and I would watch that when the kids were gone. Because when
Hey, speaking of great shows and random things, this is a great picture from my childhood, really, really way back. And this is what was going on in, like, I want to say this is like 1979, 1980. This was a store across the street from the window that I sat in first grade. And it's called Fred's Country Store. That's what I saw out my window. And Fred's Country Store is owned by a Greek guy. And they made like incredible custom sandwiches, and it was like nickel. It's
How
now.
did you concentrate at school with that right there?
I did, and that's the thing. The thing, even in my book, where people ask me how I got into hip hop, I was looking at that out over there, but I'd be doodling and writing little poems and little songs or whatever. All I wanted to do was be outside there, and it was called a country store, and I didn't even know what that meant. I was like, what's a country store? And we weren't in the country, we were in the city, but it was like a slight like lull in the city part, because right behind that there's a river. That's the Merrimack River. The road that's behind that. It's sort of like not on the banks of the river, but it's behind the river. This is Merrimack Street. This is Middlesex Street, which is kind of parallel to it, lines around it. But anyways, that was an amazing thing to have across the street from your school. But yeah, that's how I started not paying attention in first grade.
I don't blame you.
Hey, Pro, have you read this whole article that you posted at the top? I'm in the middle of reading it now. Have you read the whole?
Looked at this article and I pulled it up. So I don't know if I read
Because
every word, but
I very well might be wrong, but in looking at it, and I know that the article was from December.
Yeah.
It appears that most of the information and one and some of it.
I assume that when it says anything that's about like currently, the currently probably reflects 25 is what I've assumed with that. But you're right, it's almost all 21 points and 23 points. It is worded in a way that it's hard to tell.
Yeah,
but that's,
and it may be done that way first.
Yeah, I just assumed it was like one of those many articles that want you to update it. But it does not say the word updated, but it does say 25. You're right.
And in fact, I'm looking at the graph, which is about halfway through it, and the graph.
Yeah. I mean, if someone, and we're all aware of the 10 million numbers that we heard, right? But we have no way of verifying there really were 10 million people in here. But let's just assume there were, right? Actually, for a second, assume there weren't. Assume that someone told you back in the heyday there were millions of people in here, and let's say millions was like 2, right? And then today somebody said to you, "There's nobody on Clubhouse anymore." Wouldn't you be stunned to learn that there actually are millions of people still on it now, right? Because you don't. Who's on? It's turnkey. Everybody's in here in real time, talking to each other, and just.
You know how I know you're wrong though?
No.
Because Dittman keeps ending up in our room. Like if there were hundreds of rooms.
That's a great point.
That's just how they work. Some other corner.
But that's proof of what I'm saying. I mean, it's evidence of it. It displays to you the same like boring 20, 30, 50 rooms, right? It feels as if there's nobody here. Dittman is trapped in the same little bubble too. In jail?
Well, he's
You find something that's in the multiple hundreds, if not the thousands, and see how long it takes.
That the first time you said it, I found nothing of this. Found one.
No, you gotta scroll. You gotta scroll. That's nothing. I'm on 180.
Sure, it won't even tell me.
Yeah, it doesn't. I hit 120 on my first scroll. I hit 120 on my first scroll.
Look to the right.
Are these people with their numbers? Are these club deck people?
No, look to the right, and you can see the numbers on the little bubbles. It's not in every single room, in almost every room.
151, 290.
290.
I've seen that. 290.
Yeah, I saw. There you go.
Go to what?
I see the 2,302, and that's like what, an Islam room or something?
126.
289. 2,900 people is exactly what I'm talking about. Other parts of the world, probably a religious room or a culturally based room, right? They're just everywhere.
185. The thing that weirds me out, if there's so many rooms that I'm not seeing, so I can
can scroll through 50 to 100
That's right.
rooms. And there's only two, maybe, that I'm interested in.
Television station.
No, but the television station is fixed. It's not. It does. You know, at this point, I think Clubhouse knows a lot. No. I think they're actively hiding things they think might be interested in. Like I have to scroll down to find rooms.
So
There's rooms I've been in earlier in the day. Sometimes, and this changed recently too. My go-to move now is to go.
Right. Right.
And then I scroll like, oh, what room's pro in? What rooms? You know, it's like
Yep.
it's like my algorithm.
Okay, so I'm down
You're broad.
you're right, and now we're all.
I'm in. Bro, how many do you
Nobody
think
in
you
a-
scrolled by? Because I'm like, I'm clearly like.
Oh, I was just like, you know, doing my finger, scrolling up as fast as I could.
On your phone, John? I don't want to hear it.
So I reverse
The whole
engineered
time too.
the login from Club Deck and have my own app where I can basically just map out the API, and I can get probably a running sense of the number of users.
Bro, I've been scrolling the whole time now. I'm at 145, 5, 6, 15, 10, 9, 3, 5, 11, 7, 2, 3.
Bang.
Right? You go through gaps, right? Then there's a lot. Yeah, right. 4, 8, 6, 2, 11, 5, 3, 4. And then in 28, then there's ones that have like tons of people in the low bubbles, but there's no number. 2, 5, 4, 2. You know what I'm saying? 2, 4, 6, 8, 4, 2,
18
4.
scrolls. Just 18
Three.
scrolls took me to the very end.
No, it didn't, bro. There's no way.
No, John just like
That's just
three
very-
things.
nothing
John
like
is
that.
like flat or
Probably.
Whole time.
You got to eat.
Yeah. I don't know what it is.
I saw 292 up there with second scroll or something.
It's a weird time of the day too. We're getting our European friends here, probably coming in around midnight, 1, 2. It's not a great time. Right. I went like 800 pages down, and now I finally saw the Ontario house, which I see.
Yeah, now we'll do this comes out.
No, you looked up.
So, like what?
Oh, just a queuing error then.
I have not. I
There
have.
he is.
Somebody was saying that they were having some issue with audio injecting, like from 30 seconds.
Oh yeah. I had that happen too.
Okay.
No. I had the weirdest one the other day on Club Deck. Club Deck gave me some weird glitch. I was like in the room, but I'd already left, and the name of the room was in the new room I was in, and half the people were there. I was like, this is crazy, bro. It's just like a refresh thing.
Basically, I have some limited features on my app currently, but you pretty well can just use a proxy and map out the ADI and just